What else do we need? I think that's it. Okay, so we need to find derive the equations of motion for this manipulator, which we did using Euler-Lagrange, and now I'm going to do it using Newton-Euler. So all these are initial variables. You need vectors around I, J, K, position vectors. So for that, I need to get R, O1, O1, essentially the homogeneous matrix, which is forward kinematics. Okay, then to get the velocities, now here what I'm showing you is, I said all those omega I, omega j, omega I are omega I superscript I subscript. I actually wrote it down like this. So this is omega 0 with respect to frame 0, omega 1 with respect to frame 0. It's really omega superscript 1 subscript 1, omega superscript 2 subscript 2. So the first one is superscript, second one is subscript, just to show you that it's in its own frame. Okay, so as I said, the forward propagation, the initial velocities are 0, which is right here. Okay, using this, I can find angular velocity of frame 1, frame 2, frame 3. Then there's this whole thing I did for energy, which is not really needed with the equations, but I said energy is a good way to check your equations are right. So if the energy remains constant, you got the equations derivation correct. So I also compute the energy, kinetic and potential. This is coming from the key part about the energy is that you need the velocity of the center of mass in frame 0, and you need the angular velocity in frame 0, or the world frame. And then you need the position of the center of mass in frame 0. So all that comes here. So angular velocity in frame 0, R01 times local. This is something which you did in your homework too. You did this calculations for the velocity homework, and the velocity of the center of mass using V plus omega cross R. This is a well-known formula. Okay, so that's a digression, but that's kinetic. Now here's the part really which helps us devise the equations. So angular velocity requires, angular acceleration requires you to start again from the base frame. So velocity, acceleration, linear acceleration of 0, angular acceleration of 0, linear angular acceleration using the recursion formula. Just do it for 1, 2, and 3 based on the previous linear angular velocity. You also require actually angular velocity besides angular acceleration. So you need to get the previous things I showed you. Okay, so then velocity of the center of mass, gravity. In this case, gravity is pointing in the y direction. Now this is the part where we do for backward recursion. Backward recursion. Okay, so I define these forces, inertial forces in the x, y, z direction. So F1, F2, F3 depends on the acceleration of the center mass, v dot being the acceleration. Then there is the inertial, the rotational counterpart, N1, N2, N3 depends on inertia. This is where the recursion actually starts. The last link is the third link. So the force from the fourth link, which is an imaginary link, it never exists, is 0. N4 is 0. F3 depends on F4, F3, which is this force, and so on. Just apply it again. Here I've actually used N3. N3 is the same as tau 3. Okay, and same for N2. N2 is same as tau 2, and so on. Okay, so then the net torque is, as said, here the axis of motion is k being the z-axis. So since numbering starts from 0 is x-axis, y is number 1, and 2 is z-axis, I need to get the first torque, N1, and get its z component. Similarly, N2 z component, N3 z component. 2 because first time rotates about k, which is equal to 2 axis. Okay, now comes the part where I have the equations. They are actually sitting in N1, N2, N3, or tau. I use the same trick I used previously to compute the equations. Okay, so I said that these are the equations, and they have a special form. M depends on Q, C depends on Q and Q dot, G depends on Q and G. So what you can do is you can get the mass matrix by taking the Jacobian of the equations of motion. Here, this is going to be tau, N1, N2, N3, divided by the partial derivative of UM with respect to angular acceleration, if you see this form. If you do divide the partial derivative, Q double dot gives you this, because nothing here has Q double dot. Then to get C, all you need to do is identify that if you put G equals 0, this term goes to 0. If you put Q double dot equals 0, this term equals 0, so you're left with only this term. And for get G, what you need to do is you need to put Q double dot equals 0. You also put Q dot equals 0, and then you get G, and that's what I wrote here. So this is implemented in the next bit of code. Here, I put all the accelerations, well, I get M, and then I compute N1, which is N1 is C1 plus G1. So it's the sum. So get C1 plus G1. Remember that I try to write, I'm writing this equation as theta dot plus N equals 0. Okay, so N is C plus G. So if I put theta dot equals 0, then I'll get N. So I get N. And then to separate out C and G, what I can do is I can put C1 is only dependent on angular acceleration and linear and angular velocity. So I put in N, I put omega 1, omega 2, omega 3, 0, and I get G. And then to get C, it's just N1 minus G. Or you could take N1, substitute gravity equals to 0, and then you'll get C. There are multiple ways of doing the same thing, just that you need to know the form, which I'll write down here. So this is based on M theta d dot plus C theta dot plus G theta and G. Okay, based on that, we get this. Okay, so now it's going to just give me essentially the same output as Euler-Lagrange. That's my hope. And then once you get that output, it needs to be integrated as a function of time to simulate the system. Okay, so it's first printing total energy, and then okay, so K P total energy, then M11, so it's a 3 cross 3 matrix, the M matrix. C is going to be three rows, C1, C2, C3. G1 will be 3 rows, G1, G2, G3. So you take this, and I have to manually, there's probably ways to automate this, to paste this inside the RHS. So the way this works is you need to use the main functions to be somewhere here. Okay, so here we are. So this is the part which is actually the main core of the file. So I need to create time elements, 0 to 10. So I'm simulating for 10 seconds. I'm setting the initial position and velocity. So theta dot, that will be 1, theta 2 dot, and so on. So all of those set to 0. I have some parameters I need to pass, and then I have to integrate this. I use an integrator called Runge-Kutta, which is in ODE-int. It's part of, I think, SciPy. I need to provide it with the right-hand side, all this complicated equations I derived. And then knowing Z, I can plot the kinetic potential total energy. So this part, which is the equations, which I have over here, are copy-pasted in this file, RHS, which puts in M's, C's, and G's. A is basically the mass matrix, which I need to take the inverse of. And then B is C1 plus G1, C2 plus G2, C3 plus G3. Something I might have written here. So what I'm doing here is I need to compute Q dot is M inverse C plus G dt. So that's, you need the inverse of that matrix. I call that A, and then this is C plus G is written as B. And then I also need to integrate the angular velocity, whatever comes here. So you'll see that there will be there'll be three equations because of this, because there are three angular accelerations or three omega dots, and then Q will be three more. So there'll be six equations. So going back to this, we have dz dt is those six equations: omega 1, omega 2, omega 3, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. Okay, and so let's run this. I'm going to pause on, click pause. Okay, so the equations take a bit of time, but this is what you'll get. If you check this with Euler-Lagrange, which I derived last time, you get the same equations, same simulation, and this three-link pendulum shows a chaotic behavior. Now it's going to give the position angular velocity, but the most important thing is this one. You can see that the black line is the total energy, it's constant. The potential kinetic energy sum up to a zero for the total energy. So that's kind of important. That's how you check the equations. If there's no damping, no dissipation, no external torques, then you'll have zero for, well, the sum of the K, P is zero. It's one way to check the equations.